welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do the If I Can Only Keep 10 Eyeshadow Palettes tag. So this tag originated about 9 months ago by a Lauren Delafera, and then another YouTuber by the name of Annette's Makeup Corner about a month ago did a similar video, and it's kind of taken off from there. I've seen quite a few YouTubers doing this type of video, and I thought it would be really cool because in their videos they talk about how hard it is to just pick 10 eyeshadow palettes, and it really is that difficult to pick just 10. I have so many that I absolutely love that I use pretty often. To just pick 10 was really difficult. So the first palette I have is this one right here. This is the Natasha No No Summarise palette, and I absolutely love this palette, especially for summertime. So here is what the inside of that palette looks like. It is just an array of beautiful bright colors. There are some shimmers, there's some yellow shades, there's some peachy shades. And the reason why I picked this one is because I don't have any shades like this in any of my other palettes, so I would definitely keep this one. The next one that I have is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette remastered, and again, gorgeous palette. I love all the beautiful shimmers, and then you have some pinks, you have some neutrals, you have a great little black. And I don't, again, have these shades in any other palette, so that is why I would choose to keep this one. And as you can see, I use this one quite often. The next one is this one right here. I absolutely love this palette. This is the Julius Masquerade Mini, and here is what that one looks like. And of course you have to have a palette that has a bit of color in it, and this is my palette with a bit of color. And as you can see, I do use this palette quite often. I love the colors in it. I use it a lot with Halloween costume makeup as well. So this is a great little staple to have because of the different shades of color, and they're all beautiful, they're all pigmented, and they last all day. I love this palette. So the next palette I know I've talked about before, and I believe this one's in my favorite palettes video. This is the Cosmetics Opalescent palette, and this is a beautiful neutral palette with some warm undertones to it. It has a few little pops of color over here, but these neutrals are just beautiful and they blend out perfect. They're great transition shades. I can create a whole look using this palette, and in fact, I'm going to start doing some videos where I do 2 looks using 1 palette. So look for those videos. I'm going to be taking palettes that I've had for a long time and just creating different makeup looks using those palettes. So this one I absolutely love. I think everyone should own this palette. It is so good, and I think it is underrated and not talked about as much as it should be. The next palette I'm going to talk about is this little guy right here by Colorpop. This is the Smoke Show palette. This palette, and why I chose this, is because it has all these beautiful black shades in it, and it's just a great little accent palette. So, and I wanted, and this black is amazing, so I really wanted this palette in with my 10 because it's a great little accent palette, and I just think that you gotta have some dark shades somewhere in this if you're going to only keep 10 palettes forever and ever. The next one that I am going to show you guys is another Colorpop, and this is the Sweet Talk palette. I love this palette. It is so beautiful. Another little kind of neutral palette. There's some peachy shades, there's some wonderful glitters and shimmer shades, and this palette, I can do so many different cute little easy simple looks with this, where I just use like 2 shades on my eye and I'm out the door. So I love this. It's great, it's tiny, it's easy to travel with, just like this little guy is. But I really love those, and I kept going between that and another palette, and I kept going back to my Sweet Talk palette. I absolutely love this. I believe this one's still available, and if it is, I definitely would go buy it. So the next one is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and the reason why I picked this is because it is a palette full of matte shades, full of beautiful neutral shades in there. There's some peachy shades in there. It's a nice, simple, easy palette, and I can't live without it. I always find myself going to this palette when creating different looks. The next 2 palettes, these are both from Stila, and these are just, again, There's some nude shades with some pops of color. I love how big the pans are. I gravitate more towards the shimmer shades. They are beautiful, they last long. It's just a wonderfully made palette. I love this formula. I think these shades are gorgeous and they last forever, and I can't live without these palettes. I don't know what it is about these, but I'm always constantly drawn towards them, and I think they are just beautifully made palettes, and I was really happy when I got my hands on both of them, because one of these I do believe is not no longer available. This was the After Hours palette, and this is the Happy Hour palette. And here's the Happy Hours palette. This blue shade, oh my goodness, is that gorgeous over the eyelid. And this purple shade is absolutely stunning. The formulation in these palettes is unbelievable. I absolutely love my Stila palettes. The very last palette I'm going to show you, I know I've talked about this one before, I've done a couple videos on it, is my Tati Beauty palette. I cannot live without this palette. This is like heaven. There's some matte shades, some sequins, some metallic, there's glitter, there's, you know, beautiful neutral shades, there's these gorgeous like reddish berry shades on the end. Palette is just a gorgeous, beautifully made palette, and I love the formulation on it. I really think Tati like hit it out of the park with this palette, and this is one of them I can't live without. I use this all the time. As you can see, it like looks disgusting, but it is my favorite palette. I absolutely adore this palette. So that is my If I Could Only Keep 10 Palettes tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, as well as the notification bell next to it to be notified of all of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!